Welcome everyone tonight. This is Speed Zone TV coming to you from Bristol. We're running 175 laps this evening. Track is a half mile in length. Drivers are about to take their pace lap before we start this race. We'll give you the grid here in just a minute. We are in evening conditions, so temperatures are cooling for the day, and we are doing 175 laps, so we may be going into the evening. We'll see how this race progresses. On pole this evening, we have Braxton Deweese in the number 28. Behind Braxton, we have in the 98, Andrew Teft. In third, we have Tyler Merritt in the 38. Fourth place, Jesse Fox in the number 69. Fifth place, the number 26, Brendan Wilcox. In sixth, we have Dennis Kane in the number 4. Seventh place, we have Brandon Honeycutt in the 13. And in eighth place, we have Rowan Lloyd in the number 61. In ninth, we have Curtis Eckert in the 19. And in 10th, we have Sean Dunaway in the number 1. In 11th, we have Zachary Felicity in the 65. And in 12th, we have Zach Burrick in the 81. And these drivers are coming around. It is a short pace lap. It is a short track. We should see the pace car come in just a minute. Race is brought to you tonight by 213simware.com, KS Designs, GRR Sports, and Admin Box. And again, this is the Racers Elite Whelen Modified Series. Pace car is in. And the track is green. Looks like everyone is off to a clean start at the moment. With the 28 of Deweese holding steady in the lead at the moment. And these drivers look comfortable. They've already lapped 3 behind them. Got those starting jitters out of the way. And it looks like the 38 of Merritt giving Deweese just a little bit of a pressure behind. Deweese is going to defend that spot. And we see Merritt just hitting the wall a little bit. He's going to lose some momentum. And now Teft takes advantage of that bobble by Merritt and squeezes into second place. Now we do have 2 Tefts. We have Teft brothers. The 98 right now that's in second is Andrew Teft. We do have the number 43 midway towards the back, actually, and that's Alex Teft. And so far, these drivers are doing a good job of keeping it clean. This is a long race. They do have 175 laps. Granted, it is a short lap. These drivers do have to think longevity. They have to think of this race as a marathon and not damage their car. And on that note, let's cover these drivers do have 2 fast repairs, 4 sets of tires, and 3 green-white checkers if the race gets down to it and we do see some action at the end. Hopefully these drivers will be able to hang on to those fast repairs. You never know what can happen on short track racing. And at the moment, Deweese is doing a good job of holding that lead. These drivers are comfortably in single file at the moment. Now, one thing to consider is that being gentle on your tires is definitely a key at this racetrack, at short track racing. So you do want to try and maximize your your race. You want to try and get as much as you can out of these tires. There are 4 sets available, but tires will be crucial. If you burn those up too soon, that can definitely be a factor for you towards the end of the race. Luis still in a comfortable position right now, holding that lead. It looks like Teft and Merritt will continue to follow and probably not put up too much of a fight at the moment, trying to protect those tires. And drivers are doing a good job right now. We're not seeing a lot of risk taking, which is smart, and they know that they have to think about the end game in this race and not probably challenge too much and not put too much of a load on those tires. They will get beat up. You can definitely put a little bit of heat in them. As we see someone bump the wall. I think that was perhaps the 69 of Fox, maybe? I'm not sure. Trying to push just a little bit. And it was the 69. And it looks like the 69 bumping the wall again. Maybe having a little bit of tire wear issues now. This is a nice little battle, as you can see. The 69 and the 4 battling, and it looks like that's the 61 trying to get around, hoping one of those guys makes a mistake. Can just pass them. There we go. That's Jesse Fox right there, hometown in Jasper, Indiana. Jesse Fox in the 69. Doing a good job of holding on. But we did see a couple taps on the wall. So we know he is racing fairly defensively right now, trying not to let either of those guys go by, but could be putting a little wear into those tires too. Rowan Lloyd in the 61 right now, out of Hudson, Illinois. Now we saw the 61 there of Lloyd, hoping that there was a mistake, and it looks like the 61 did get by and is now right behind Fox. Is going to probably try and apply some pressure. Take note of the number 13 on the inside, Brandon Honeycutt, hometown Elizabethan, Tennessee, holding on to that inside line. We do see the 19 putting up a good fight. And there you have it, the 19 of Curtis Eckert. Those guys are putting on a good battle. Looks like Eckert will get around. And it is hard to protect that inside line sometimes. You will wear those tires. So perhaps the 13 just backed off a little bit. And again, is thinking about not the position so much, but the longevity of that tire wear, seeing if he can go deeper into this race. This has been a good battle so far around track. All of these drivers keeping each other fairly honest. And we see another wall slap. This is a short track, so it does require a lot of concentration from these drivers. And 175 laps will definitely test that. And the more laps they're putting around, they definitely will have a bigger challenge of trying to deal with a car that's getting looser just due to the heat of those tires and the tire wear. And that makes it even harder. So we'll see as this race progresses. Looks like the 98 there, Teft, is putting a little more pressure now on Deweese in front. And that looks like Merritt in the 38 bumping that wall. We're starting to see a little more of that as these drivers are going around, slapping the wall just a little bit. Up to lap 40 already. It does go quick. And these drivers will probably start to be thinking about fuel. And we should be seeing some pit stops soon. Everyone doing a good job though at the moment. Everyone driving clean. We've seen a few challenges, but nothing too wild, nothing too aggressive causing any incidents. And there you have it. There's your battle for first right now. Luis comfortably in the lead at the moment, has a little bit of a gap. And maybe Merritt is just giving him just a little bit of space, again, thinking about tire wear. There you have it. Battle for first. Merritt is up one position. Teft is down one. And it looks like Brandon Wilcox is up one position as well. One thing I did fail to mention, this is the first race in this series, so these drivers will be battling for as many points as they can to start this season off. This will be the first race in a 10-week series, so I know these drivers would like to log as many points as they can in this very first race. Looked like we saw a driver on track losing pace, and it looked like he did brush the wall. Perhaps took a little bit of damage. We have the 67 of Polini and the 12 of Bergen down a lap at the moment. Must have had some on-track incidents perhaps and took a pit stop early. So far, so clean. Driver's doing a good job. We'll see how things play out here. 53 laps complete. Oh, and we have our first caution. Yellow flag is out. I don't see it just yet on track. We're going to go to a Speed Zone TV instant replay here and see if we can find out what the heck happened on track to cause that. And that looks like, not sure which number that was. Well, that definitely can happen. Looks like the number 9, perhaps. The number 9. 19? Well, we'll find out in just a minute, but just came around hot, spun that car, and it looks like did tow in, so that's going to cost a little bit of time for that tow in. Now, these drivers were probably close to needing some fuel, so this pit stop will work out for them. Definitely come in, take some fuel, and I would think, too, because it is a caution, that they'll take some tires. Definitely take one set. They do have 4, so that should probably work out for them. Definitely easier to take tires under caution than under a green flag pit. So I think we'll see that for sure. See some tires being changed and top up of fuel, and then they'll be back out on their way. Drivers do have 2 fast repairs, and not sure if the driver who spun is going to need to take that, or if some optional repairs or quick repairs will cover that damage. We'll find out. And I just couldn't see that number. I apologize. It was a white car with white numbers, so I couldn't see that as that spun out. I believe it was the number 9. I don't see a number 9 in our tower at the moment, so a little bit of confusion here on the track, but we'll see that driver come out. So these drivers are out of the pits now, and they will resort themselves out before we restart. Luis in the 28 still holding the lead at the moment, with Merritt and Wilcox behind. And that driver now getting a lap back. Lucky dog. So anyone that was a lap behind will regain a lap, which is always nice. At this point of the race, we're going to be at lap 60 or so. All right, pace car is in, and we'll be restarting here in a minute. Looks like we're going green right now. Luis gets a nice jump. Is able to pull away from the pack. And we see someone spinning off right now. Was able to regain a bit. Looks like we're going to a second caution. I don't know if we had a further incident or if the caution was thrown for that. In a lot of cases, you can still keep racing, but maybe... Oh, that's what brought that out. I thought that was the only incident. We did have a second incident on track. Looks like that's the 81, perhaps. Let's watch this. The 81 getting loose, spinning into an opponent on track. And that will definitely bring out the caution. Looks like that vehicle is definitely deranged in the right front. So that driver will be using a fast repair. So these drivers will come back in and they'll take a splash of gas. And we'll watch them pace around for a minute. While they do so, and that's not too uncommon to see after a restart incidents like that. So we'll wish them luck the next restart, and hopefully that will be clean and we can see some good racing. It looks like we have one driver out. The number 12 of Bergen has retired from this race. The number 4 of Kane in the pits. And I'm not sure if Kane will come out a lap down or not. We'll find that out in a minute. But all of these drivers racing competitively. We do have 65 laps complete. Pace car is in. And we'll see what kind of jump Deweese can get on the restart. Gets another good restart. And these drivers are off. Merritt doesn't let Deweese get away. And Stefan with these guys as well. And we have a third caution, yellow flag. Cautions are breeding cautions tonight, just like the saying. Let's go to instant replay and see what has happened. It looks like the 65 spinning out. Causing some havoc on track. We'll see the 65 spin. Now we're watching the restart here. Well, we're up to lap 71 at the moment. We're almost at that halfway point. And while we're doing some pace laps, we'll talk about sponsors in this league this evening. We do have 213simware.com. We do have KS Designs, GRR Sports, and Admin Box are sponsoring this race. Do look them up on Discord. And if you're late to the broadcast, this is our third caution, as you can see in the top left corner. Racer started with 2 fast repairs, 4 sets of tires available to them. And if we happen to need it towards the end, we will have 3 green, white, checkered flags available to us. So we'll see how this race shapes up. We are at Bristol tonight, watching some short track racing. Track is a half-mile in length. And unfortunately, we do see the number 4 of Kane down 3 laps. So that'll be a little tough perhaps to make up, but we do have a lot of racing left. We've already had a handful of cautions, so Kane is the only driver that has laps down, so we'll be eligible for Lucky Dog and to make those laps up, which will be a good opportunity. We do have the pace car in. Deweese is still in front, and we're green. Deweese making another good start. And Stefane and Merritt battle just a bit for that second position. And these drivers in front following up in a single file line, going to see if they can pull a gap, pull away from each other. Most of these drivers should be on fresh tires, so they'll go through a period where they will want to warm them up, get a couple laps under their belt, but we should see a little more grip in these cars make it around the track. Perhaps being just a little bit more competitive now that these drivers have some grip. Looks like drivers are settling in just a little bit now. We have logged just a handful of laps now since that last restart. Hopefully everybody's nerves are settled as well, and these drivers can now just put in some competitive laps. We see Stefane, the 89 is Stefane, trying to put a little bit of pressure now on Deweese up front, with Merritt behind. Stefane getting a little anxious there to get around. With those new tires, has a lot more confidence now to try and put some pressure on Deweese up front. See if he can make the move around. Deweese making that car as wide as he can. You can see as he's coming out, just making it very difficult for Stefan to get around. We did see Stefan bump the wall just a bit. You can tell that Stefan is pushing hard to try and gain that position. Looks like we have the 38 of Merritt blinking just a little bit, maybe perhaps having some internet connection issues. Looks like Merritt is back with no problem. But this has now become a nice on-track battle here to follow, with Stefan now putting some pressure on Deweese up front. Stefan doing a good job of attacking, but also wants to be mindful of those tires and not chew those up, not burn them out. Deweese making that car as wide as possible. One-tenth of a second in between those drivers. Well, there's a lot of concentration between the two. Meanwhile, Merritt is probably just watching those two and hoping for some incident. Is going to try and capitalize on that if possible. Merritt has a little bit of distance in between those guys who are battling. Might be perhaps a strategy, is to just let those guys battle, give them some safe distance, and see if he can capitalize on whatever might happen. Well, we're at lap 97 already. We're past the halfway point. Been a fairly clean race. We've had 3 cautions. And you're looking at the 61 of Lloyd and the 91 of Eckert also battling. Eckert trying to make some moves on the inside. Eckert almost in place to pull that off. And we have the 98. Teft. Two Tefts, the 98 of Andrew Teft. And we are under caution. We have our 4th caution. Let's go to instant replay and find that. Ooh, the 69 is spinning, but had some help. Ugh. Causing that collision. The 69 will be cashing in on a fast repair. For sure. Let's see. We are not under instant replay. The 69 spun into the wall, but definitely had some help. That's my unofficial look at that. Race control will make all decisions on these incidents here tonight. And these drivers are going in right now. They will be topping off on fuel. I should say more than topping off. They were probably almost due for a pit stop. So they're coming in. They're going to take their probably scheduled or planned pit stop for fuel. And we are at 105 laps. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some tire changes as well. Looked like some drivers stayed out. And depending who came in for incidents, maybe had enough gas to stay out on this pit under caution. A lot of these drivers are out now from their pit stop, and they will be pacing around on track. We do have a new leader at the moment, the number 19 of Ecker. And we do have someone going around to get a lap made up under lucky dog conditions. On the restart, we will see just a little bit different action here. We have Ecker, Lloyd, and Dewey, so your top three. Stefane, Teft, and Dunaway are your top six. And we are green. Ecker gets a nice jump. And it looks like Deweese is going to try and come back on the inside. Meanwhile, Lloyd, very aggressive on that restart. As we have our fifth caution, which again isn't very uncommon on a restart, especially here at a short track. We'll go to this instant replay and see what exactly happened. And that's quite a mess. Boy, let's see in here slow-mo what happened here. Looks like the driver started getting loose. Looks like the the gray car. The 14, I'm sorry, what is that? The 26, apologies, guys. Came down and caused some more havoc. 13 getting loose there. Plowed by 201. Definitely a mess for these drivers. Well, we are under caution again, and these drivers will definitely need a fast repair. Those that were involved in that wreck will have to come in and use a fast repair. We started with 2 this evening, and hopefully those drivers have at least 2 or 1 still in their pocket to utilize. Now that wreck was a midfield, so that didn't change a lot for us up front. We do have Ecker and Lloyd and Deweese and the Teft brothers in 4th and 5th, followed by Burrick. So we'll see how this plays out on the restart. Ecker definitely got a good jump on the restart, but we did see some fairly aggressive racing, which was fun to watch. We saw 61 Lloyd trying to make some moves, trying to get around, and that was certainly fun. So that got cut short at the caution here. So we'll see on the next restart how much action we can get out of these guys. So we do have a couple drivers that are laps down, unfortunately, due to the incidents on track. Looks like we have Hesh is a lap down, followed by Honeycutt. Wilcox at the moment is in the pits, but will be at least a lap down, if not two. And unfortunately, we have Kane 2 laps down. So not a terrible place to be in. I mean, we still have some racing to do. The laps do they go quick, but every time there's an incident, you have the opportunity to regain that lap with the rules where you can make that back. Lucky Dog rules will allow you to make that lap back and still have a chance to be competitive. And those top 6 drivers are fairly bunched up together. Pace car is in. And we've gone green, and Eckert does get some momentum on the restart. Lloyd and Deweese racing pretty hard there. Lloyd trying to get around him on the outside. And may lose a position almost in trying to do that. Heft may be able to take advantage of Lloyd trying to go around, and it looks like Teft was able to do so. Teft now moving into third. Lloyd still on the outside. And Lloyd may lose another position. Burrick is on the inside, pushing fairly hard. And Burrick may have the advantage to hold that position in 4th place. They are battling pretty tough. And here's your drivers in midfield. Everyone's starting to settle in just a bit now after that restart. We are on lap 121, following a 6th caution. These drivers do have plenty of fuel at the moment. A lot of them may have fresh tires, so with the drivers settling in now after putting down a few laps of that caution, we may see some good racing. Here's your leader, Ecker. Ecker with a little bit of breathing room, as well as Teft having a little bit of room from Deweese. So there's your top 3 right now. We have 50 laps to go. I think what we'll do is take a break from me and see if we can give you a couple of laps, what we call crank it up, and you can enjoy some of these drivers' machines on the inside, and like I said, just get a little bit of a break from me, and then hopefully enjoy these next few laps. We'll crank it up. All right, welcome back. We are back to this racing. Hope you enjoyed a few minutes of not hearing me and just hearing some of these drivers. One of my favorite things about doing Crank It Up is getting some of that in-car footage. And we'll take a break from that thought where I have our sixth caution at the moment. We'll get you a replay of that in just a minute. Not sure where that happened on track. And it looks like the 13 got a little nudge, causing that spin out. I don't know. Looks like 13 was able to recover from that. Going to cause a little tire wear, but 13 hopefully didn't take any damage or minimal damage. And we'll be back in it to fight here. So we'll see these drivers come in. They'll come in for more fuel. Don't know about tires. It seems like we didn't cover too many laps since the last pit stop. And I don't know how many tire sets these drivers have used or haven't used. They might want one more set in their pocket for sure towards the end of the race. And as you can see, some are coming in and some are staying out. So definitely some different strategies from some of these drivers. Some of them wanting to maintain their track position, and some of them may be thinking about the later part of this race as far as what may happen or might not. So some of these drivers are going to take the safe money, come in and get some fuel for sure, maybe perhaps even take some tires. Some are going to stay out and try and keep or take advantage of track positioning. So we'll see how things play out. Those drivers are coming out. And at the moment, we do have a new leader, I believe, the 69 of Fox. I don't believe Fox has been in the lead just yet. Polini, 67 of Polini behind. We have seen a lot of Ecker. Ecker now in third place. Taft in fourth. The 38 of Merritt and the 28 of Deweese. We do have, it looks like two drivers have retired. Bergen retired earlier. Now we have the 89 of Stefan. And Kane is one lap down at the moment. I believe Kane had a couple more, maybe two or even three at the moment. So Kane has made up at the moment a couple of laps. Wilcox as well, down one lap. So we'll see if they have an opportunity later to make one of those up and to compete for the podium. We're just under 30 laps from finishing. And the laps do go quick, but 30 laps is still a lot of racing to be had. We'll see what these drivers can do. And the pace car is in. Drivers will be going green here. And I already see some carnage towards the back. Bringing out a seventh caution. And we'll give you that instant replay and we'll see what happened. And we'll see the pace car go in. Drivers now getting ready to go green. And it looked like someone slowed down just a bit on that restart. I don't know the number. I apologize. I don't have the data on me. But I would say the just behind the orange car, perhaps, just behind Ecker, I believe. Looks like slowed down just a touch, causing all of that. Ecker and the Oreo car. Maybe we can back that up one more time. And we'll watch that. Ecker and the Oreo. Looks like the gray car just backed off a bit, causing some of that carnage in the back. Again, this is just my broadcasting perspective, completely unofficial. Race control will make all of those decisions. And look at that at different angles. So here we are again. We're under caution. This is the 7th of the night. And being that we just had one, everyone will want to maintain their track position. They definitely don't really need to top off with fuel at the moment. So we have 25 laps to go. Now, I was talking about the crank it up when we were watching the drivers go around track. One of my favorite things is to see the in-camera footage, the in-car camera footage, because you can see the level of concentration that these drivers need and are under to try and race a track like this and with these drivers around them. It demands a lot, and 175 laps is a lot. So it is fun for anyone that doesn't participate in this type of racing. When you watch that in-camera footage, you can see just the demand on the driver's concentration and what's required to battle for the podium. So definitely a fun thing. And yeah, these drivers will be kick-starting that off again here right after the pace car comes in. And we'll see if these drivers can get a lap or two in and get a little bit of distance and try and finish up this race without any further cautionary periods. And it looks like the pace car will go around again while these drivers sort themselves out and line up in the correct order. Fox has the lead at the moment with Ecker on the outside, followed by Teft and Merritt. Third row is Deweese and Dunaway. And we're officially counting down laps in this race. 24 to go. With 2 drivers out, the 89 of Stefane and the 12 of Bergen leaves us with 15 drivers to go. Pace car is in. Fox will be leading this group. Looks like Ecker got a great start. Ecker on the outside. Had a good jump for a moment and then lost a little momentum. And the 98 of Teft. Oh no! Big wreck up front. Big wreck up front. We'll watch that in slow motion, but all of you saw that right in front of your eyes. Those drivers were putting it down, and looks like there was a little bit of loose driving. And there you have it. Ecker got sandwiched into that. The 69 and the 28 coming together, sandwiching an Eckert, and then getting plowed and turning upside down. So that's definitely deranged a handful of vehicles in that incident. So hopefully these drivers have some fast repairs in pocket. Now we've seen Ecker running in front most of this race. So that's definitely unfortunate now to be involved in an incident like that and have to pit. Again, I hope Ecker does have a fast repair, and he should. Granted, he's been racing up front. I don't believe he's been involved in anything. But that now will bring him towards the back with 20 laps to go. Well, the 98 of Teft is back out up front for this restart. We have the 81 of Burrick behind him, the 1 of Dunaway, followed by the 65 of Plessity. In fifth, we have 43 of Alex Teft. And in sixth at the moment, the 61 of Lloyd. So we may be seeing these Teft brothers compete here for podium positions. And I'm looking at our tower, and unfortunately, it looks like Ecker is out of this race, which is a real bummer to see. Ecker was having a strong race, and looks like has since retired. So it looks like we have four drivers at the moment retired. 38 of Merritt, the 19 of Ecker, 89 of Stefane, and the 12 of Bergen have unfortunately retired from this race. The 69 of Fox is in the pits. We did see Fox leading at the previous restart. We're at 18 laps to go, and that will start to go fairly quick at this short track. What these drivers need to do now is try and get some little bit of distance and focus on some racing. Pace cars in, and they're restarted. And the 98 of Teft gets a nice jump, pulls a nice gap from these other drivers. Teft giving himself just a little bit of comfort, pulling away from Dunaway and Burke. Dunaway having a little bit of pressure to try and hold that second place. Meanwhile, Burke and DeWeese battling there for third. Dunaway looking good right now for second place at the moment. DeWeese is fairly comfortable there in that third position. And these drivers at the moment fortunate to have put a couple laps under their belt since that last caution period. Have a little bit of space and continue racing. Looks like DeWeese there in the 28 getting ahead of Dunaway. 10 laps to go. And it looks like DeWeese is going to try and gain some ground on Teft. Teft holding about 3/10 ahead, which is a fairly comfortable spot to be in at the moment with 8 laps to go. Drivers all in single file right now. Five laps to go. Hang on to your seat. You'll start seeing some aggressive driving. These drivers are going to be battling for position. The 98 of Teft looking good, but DeWeese has caught up to him. And Deweese will not settle for second. Deweese trying to make moves on the inside. And you can see Deweese got a little loose. Three laps to go. 2 laps to go. Deweese giving him a good battle, holding that inside line. Teft has to tuck underneath. Final lap, no more cautions. Deweese holding on to the inside. Teft back out up front. Deweese takes the lead. There's your finish, folks. Looks like Deweese and Teft. Amazing. It looks like no time in between those drivers. Dunaway finishing third on that podium. We're going to get an instant replay. Here's your qualifying results. Here's your race results. We got Deweese, first place on a podium. Andrew Teft in second. And in third, Sean Dunaway. We'll see if we can get a replay of that finish. Amazing finish to this race at Bristol. 175 laps of competitive racing. We did get a handful of cautions. Those drivers crossed the line at the same time. Look at that. What an amazing finish for those two. I showed no time in between those two. Folks, it doesn't get much better than that. That was some really exciting racing. We'll see if we can grab these drivers in a bit here. We'll watch a little bit of the action on track. See if we can get them in the booth for interviews. Hey, Sean, how are you, buddy? This is Chris Schusler.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
We're good. It was a great race to watch. A couple of cautions for you guys, but that kind of always happens here at Bristol with short track racing. But you had a good race.
I did have a good race. I came in with zero practice, zero time in the car, but was luckily got an eighth place in my qualifying there. And just a series of events that occurred during the race, I was able to get back up to third there. So that was pretty cool.
Just trying capitalizing on some on-track incidents, and you can kind of creep forward sometimes. And yeah, it was good to see you be able to do that. Now you said first time in the car, like you've never driven this car before?
I have driven this car before, but
Oh, okay.
definitely not at this track. Definitely not in this league. Not necessarily something I race all the time here for sure.
No, I got you. Not like ideal conditions. A lot of like new factors, I guess.
Yeah, it was a lot different from, comparing just to like the truck series and Xfinity series, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's a good league. It looked like everyone was doing fairly well and respectful. Just incidents on track, which happened at Bristol, but looks like everyone was just distance and respectful, and looks like it's a good league to be a part of.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in these cars, I feel like, and it's a short track, it's Bristol. You need some pretty fast reaction times, nonetheless, no matter what's going on. But for the most part, yeah, like you said, it's Bristol. Some some people can get a little hot at times at Bristol, but I don't think
Right.
anybody I don't think anybody really got hot this race, so I think we're
No,
good
I
here.
don't. I don't think so. You did a great job. I just wanted to see if you wanted to say hi to anybody, give a shout out to anybody before we let you go.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife, my mom and stepdad for always watching, and then my cats for always trying to ruin my race.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right. Well, hey, best of luck. This was race one, so hopefully you can just keep the momentum and keep those points coming. And maybe we'll see
Yep.
you later in the season.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I'll get to do all the races, but I'll try to hop in when I can and hopefully talk to you guys in the booth again.
For sure. All right, Sean. Have a great one. Okay.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care, buddy. Andrew, how are you, buddy? This is Chris Schusler.
Hey, doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. What an exciting race that was.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more than that.
No, you can't ask for a better finish.
I think it was 2/1000ths of a second at Bristol. I don't think I've seen a closer one than that there. Usually you see those at, plate tracks and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And
Yeah, it was amazing. What a fun. I mean, I'm sure you would have liked to be on the highest step in this podium, but it was super exciting to watch you guys finish.
yeah, you'd always love to be in victory lane, but I got nothing to complain about. Braxton raced me really clean there, and we were able to both come to the line without wrecking each other, and that's all you can ask for. Close finish for
Yeah,
the fans, and yeah, just glad to take it home P2.
yeah, we enjoyed the race. We definitely enjoyed watching it. A handful of cautions, but that's always kind of a standard thing, I think, at Bristol. But everyone driving very, very well, respectful. It was nice. So nice to see like a good clean race, and just like I said, a great finish. So it was good. Anyone you'd like to mention here at the end before we let you go to thank or send a shout out? Anyone you want to say hi to?
Yeah, thanks to Speed Zone for jumping in and helping us out while SRM's on vacation. You guys have been a huge help by doing this. And want to thank our servicemen and women, my family, for letting me invest the time in this, and everybody that tunes in to watch and shows up to race. If anybody's interested in checking us out, just head on over to racerselite.com. You can find all the info, schedules, invites to Discord, pretty much anything you want there. Just get in touch with me on Discord and we'll get you all set up.
Wonderful. Good to hear. Okay. Well, we were happy to be here for you tonight, and maybe we'll see you guys later in the season.
Yeah, thank you guys, and congrats again to Braxton.
Okay. Thank you, Andrew. Good luck, buddy. Braxton, how are you, bud? This is Chris Schusler.
Doing pretty good. Thank you. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm good, thanks. What an exciting finish. They don't get better than that.
No, they don't. It came down to the wire, didn't it?
It came down to the wire for sure. I don't know what the exact time was in between you guys finishing, but from what we could tell in the booth, I mean, it looked like it was tied. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yep.
it was amazing. So nice way to see those last few laps kind of come together, and then to see you guys battle like that, and then for you to to come around like that and to to steal it and take first was very, very exciting. Definitely something fun to watch.
Yeah, most definitely. Uh, by looking at iRacing, it says it was 2/1000ths of a second. So, I mean, that's so close to absolutely nothing. So, just an absolute thriller there at the end. We had that big pile up, and then everybody, uh, we had to go back to the back, and we didn't have many laps left. We had about 15 or something like that. But either way, I thought I was done for. Just try to get the best I could, and to be able to come from seventh all the way up there and make the pass for first is it's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, that definitely shook up the order there, the grid when that last caution happened. Some of the drivers that were like in hoping to get on the podium, they fell back or even fell out of the race. So yeah, it was just it was interesting to see, and I'm glad you were able to capitalize on a few things, and then like you said, come from seventh to take that win. What a great thing to watch for everyone that had tuned in to see, that finish. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, most definitely. After being able to, start on pole and lead a lot of the first half of the race, I don't know if it was the whole first half, but there might have been one or two laps in there that we might not have led. But either way, having a pretty dominating first half of the race and then getting a little off strategy, just a teeny bit. Well, I don't know about just to the cautions. It was off strategy. Now, if the cautions wouldn't happen, I felt like we could have potentially made it work. But the cautions happening definitely made it a lot harder. So, um, luckily able to, like I said, get through there and come up with a pretty clean race car and home with the win.
Yeah, and a handful of points. Now, this was the first race out of 10 that you guys are doing, so you'll take maximum points, and hopefully you will take lots of points as we continue on. And you will see how the championship. But always good to win the first race.
Yes, most definitely. You hope to carry the momentum and move on to next week, which I'm not too sure. I believe it's South Boston or somewhere around that. Either way, it's going to be a pretty good one as well. So hopefully we can carry the momentum with the maximum points of tonight and into next week, and try to do our best. There ain't any races with only being 10 races on the schedule, so it's always a good start being in victory lane on race one.
Yes, for sure. I couldn't agree more. So anyway, good luck to you. I just wanted to ask you real quick. Anyone you want to say hello to, give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it. Big shout out to Interstate Ford on the modified. This was this is like my first official, granted it's not official in iRacing, but an actual like put together race of the modifieds. It's my first time since racing the modifieds in official racing on iRacing in late 2018, early 2019. So that makes it even better to be able to hop in these suckers and have some pace. Like I said, qualify and pull and to be able to run up front like we did. So um, big shout out to Interstate Ford for being able to make that happen. You feel like we have them on a car and we're always doing pretty good. So big shout out to them, as well as Allen's Arts Images, Bennett's Publical, Jane's on Main, Deweese Renovations, Booth 34 Diecast, and Arrival Cinematography, Blaze Designs, as well as Evan Pineda Designs. And you can use, or excuse me, Bullet Dog Coffee Company, and you can use Brax5 for 10% off over there in the checkout. And I appreciate all the supporters, appreciate everybody that tuned in, everybody that's correlated with the broadcast, you guys, the league and everything. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Well, we appreciate being here for you guys, and sounds like you have a lot of people to thank. If they weren't watching this race live, you can definitely send them the link, and they'll definitely be excited here to see to hear that you won, or to see that you won, and how you took that win, I should say. So it was a very, very exciting race. So best of luck to you for the rest of the series. Okay.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate it, Chris. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend.
Okay. You take care. All right, everybody. Well, we will let you go this evening. It was a long one, 175 laps at Bristol. My name is Chris Schusler here at Speed Zone TV. For Chantel Pottle, we thank you for watching this evening. Have a good one.